Dang. April 14th. No call. Am I too old for the NBA? Should I just hang it all up? Why haven't I retired yet?
What was up with the Golden State Warriors thing and the visit and
Man.
stuff? Like, talk about how that came about.
Well, actually, during that time where I got the call from the Warriors, I had really thought about just retiring before that. So I was a little shocked by me getting that call and from my agent telling me the Warriors want me to come out and work out. And I'm like, man, are you sure? Because I said I wasn't doing no basketball for myself last summer. I stopped training after I got back from Taiwan. I went on a fast. I started just training my kids, and I was like, everything is about these kids this summer. No, it was daddy day camp, daddy's boot camp. It was no me going to train, all that stuff.
You said that was the first time you had a break in like years.
Yeah, it was the first time I really had a break from just playing and working out and training as hard as I was training. Because in Taiwan, I'm training 3 times a day. So I'm getting up 6:30 in the morning, driving an hour to a whole nother city, going crazy hard in the gym, then going to another gym, shooting, working out, working on my skills, and then having practice with the team. And then by that time, the day over with, so I'm dog tired. And we playing once a week. I'm doing commercials, doing interviews, and yeah, Taiwan isn't as it's not a super big place, but I mean, getting around town was difficult sometimes because the traffic and the amount of people. So,
Yeah,
it was just
a time for you to finally rest.
Yeah, just rest and when I came back from Taiwan, I just wanted to be with my kids and not do nothing for real.
So people had to actually convince you to go to the Golden State meeting.
Yeah, well, not really convince me. It would be like, man, this is a great opportunity. You want to play for the Warriors. And I'm like, yeah, I do want to go play.
You said you was a Warrior your whole life.
I've been a Warrior my whole life. I started out my high school, middle school, elementary school with the Warriors.
And that's the same school, right?
And that's the same school. So I've literally been a Warrior my whole life, regardless. We always say that when I was in high school, Warriors for life. So and I got, people went crazy when I tweeted about that, what a Warrior was after I met with the Warriors and they decided to go another way. People thought I was upset about the whole incident.
So a lot of people was confused about that. It was a tweet that went out. Dwight Howard has wrapped up his 2-day interview process with the Warriors. A decision could come today. All the vets have signed off on the idea of bringing Dwight into fold.
I saw that. I really thought that I had the job. Even though I wasn't in tip-top shape, I was in shape enough to be on the team. And, I felt like, as a vet, usually most vets don't come into shape. And I never not done that. So, I take that on as, all you kids out there listening, even adults, always be prepared because you never know when you're going to be called. And that was a moment that God was trying to show me right there because, even though I was in shape enough to go play, enough to go be on the team and stuff like that, if I was prepared, if I hadn't stopped doing what I was doing, I probably would have been in better shape and probably would have been on the Warriors. But things always happen the way it's supposed to happen. And
so was there any? It was like when they say that all the vets signed off and agreed.
Yeah, they did. I talked to Chris
reached out?
Paul. I talked to Draymond. I talked to Steph.
How did Steph feel about it?
Steph said he liked it. He wanted. He felt like I would be great for the team. So did Draymond. Me and Chris, we had our beef for years. Seemed like, and we was actually talking, and I felt like
you said one time like y'all kind of had like y'all made up or something on some off the court thing or something, right?
Yeah, it was just kind of like this situation where my son was having a birthday. And Chris Paul's nephew actually is one of my son's friends.
Oh, that's crazy.
And was at the party, and I played with all the kids who played basketball, baseball, all the sports, and all the kids wanted to play one-on-one. And one of the kids was Chris Paul's nephew. And we ended up just playing, and then they went back, and he told his grandma that he met me or whatever. We played, and he had an awesome time. He never forget it. And I kind of think that, I don't know if it did or not, but it shifted, I think, a little bit of his perception or whatever it may have been. Or
it just separated the on-court
rivalries.
rivalries.
Because I think being a competitor, when you're playing against certain, like the way I grew up, I couldn't be friends with none of the people I was playing against, because it's like my job is I'm trying to win. I'm trying to destroy you. Like, I'm trying to find all the things that make you bad, like, and think about those things, like, because I'm like, man, I want this. This is my enemy, And then as you get older, you realize, it's a sport. I get it when we out there playing. You're not my friend.
One of the funniest things with you and Chris Paul was when he jumped on your back.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And I wanted to just take him and just throw him off, but I'm like, bro, I couldn't believe that he jumped on my back, and I remember like it was yesterday. Like he did. I think he did it a couple times, and people was like, oh, he want to get carried to the playoffs. He's never been to the finals, and like that was a little meme back then. Chris Paul wants to get carried to the finals. I'm like, man, I couldn't believe it. That's when it seemed like everybody in the league had an issue with Chris Paul.
Dang.
And, I remember speaking about it in another interview, and I was just like, man, I wish I could have a chance to tell Chris Paul, like, it's nonsense. Like, we beefing over some whatever it may be, or it seemed like we beefing.
When did it start, though? Like, what was the first?
I don't even know. I don't know, because when I came into the league, like, we was cool. I would go to these events and everything.
Oh, yeah, y'all went to the
bowl. He had some bowling events and stuff like that, because, Chris Paul could bowl really well. So I don't know.
Y'all played at the Olympics?
Yeah. Yeah, we played at the Olympics. He dunked on me. I think that's what really set it off.
I just know that was when I dunked on Dwight.
Chris Paul taking it right at Dwight Howard.
He dunked on me. That's why I don't like you, Chris Paul. Dunked on me, man.
Yeah, with the Warriors thing, and Draymond came out and said, one day, everything won't leak. So was that supposed to be public knowledge of the Warriors thing?
I don't think all that stuff was supposed to be public knowledge. And I think that's probably why they didn't sign me a little bit. Like, it was like, man, here, Dwight coming, now we got all this unwanted, drama.
Because it was supposed to be just a private meeting, right?
Yeah, it was just supposed to be a little meeting. They had me come in and work out a little bit. I didn't even think I was going to have to play. I think it was kind of like,
about your mindset, something.
Yeah, they wanted to see what my mind was. But then after I left there, they was like, man, Dwight came out here and he didn't want to play. And I'm like, man, I literally was told I didn't have to play. And I don't know if that caused, some type of, with the team. But I felt like I would have made the team a lot better this year with my presence, especially on the defensive end. I like what Trace Davis is doing. I think he's been playing great, and he's been getting the minutes. So, everybody had a time in the light. Yeah. And, that's hard as a player to be like, dang, is it coming to an end? Is the basketball getting flatter and flatter?
So I know you said before in an interview about how, like, you look at the Lakers like that ex-girlfriend you can't stop, dealing with.
You can't leave alone.
And, it was, on April Fools, and a couple times the past 2 months they've been saying the Lakers signed you.
A lot of people, NBA players done asked me, family members done asked me.
Congratulated you, right?
Congratulating me. I remember Dre Blatch hit me. He was like, yo, congratulations if it's true. And I'm like, what happened, bro? He like, you signed with the Lakers. I'm like, man, I wish I would, but thank you anyway. But everybody was hitting me up. Like, my mama asked me, did you sign with the Lakers? Why you ain't tell me? I like, If I signed with the Lakers, I'd probably be in LA right now in practice or something. But so many people was hitting me up, asking me about it. So many people was hitting me up saying I signed in Puerto Rico. I'm signed to like 9, 10 different teams right now. I done played 9 games all over the world in the same day with Lebanon. I'm really doing a World Smile Tour.
How many people's countries have
Lebanon, Venezuela, Philippines, Puerto Rico, Australia, the Lakers. Somebody hit me up and said, yo, they got a team in Antarctica that heard you about to sign to. I said, bro, it's too cold to play ball like that. Y'all lying.
Well, like, and these platforms like Sports
Illustrated,
Bleacher Report, they all reporting it. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, you really don't know what's real on the internet no more. And I don't even want
Peep how you say internet.
Yeah.
First it was social media, now it's going to the
on the
news
internet.
outlets.
Now it's going, because it's everywhere. Like, I'm telling you, like, it'd be annoying sometimes. It's like, yo, how was China? I heard you was over in China still. And I'm like, who you hear it from? Like, who is they? Why is they always in everybody's conversation? That's what they've been saying.
Dwight Howard is an American professional basketball player for the Mets in Puerto Rico. That's what it say on your profile.
On Wikipedia?
Yeah.
That's Wikipedia?
Yeah.
So Wikipedia lying too? See, man, I'm telling y'all, look, they be lying on social media. Look at who they Wikipedia, they too. They lying.
So what's your thoughts about everyone using your name for clickbait?
Man,
I see it be random interviews, people interviewing you, interviewing wrestlers about you.
For no reason. I be like, why? and then I be thinking, like, why am I in the conversation? Like, where do I come from? Where do I come from? Like, how do I end up in the conversation? Like, I've heard people say that in interviews, and just random people might be like, man, we was just talking about you the other day, and then here I'm meeting you. And I'm like,
is that crazy?
But you know, that's a good thing, though. That's a great thing. I'm not taking nothing away from it. People said, you know, whatever it is about me, good, bad, or indifferent, you know, that means that my energy has
Yeah, they got you on the list. Number 9 most famous contemporary basketball players
in the world.
Yeah, you the number 9 most famous right now.
That's crazy. And I haven't played in 3 years in the NBA.
Hey, dog.